Hey everyone, I'm back with the last few friendlies and a little something about the squad selection, which you guys helped me with, or I think it was you. I can't really know for sure because obviously the polls in on Twitter they're anonymous, and I did this on Twitter because there's no such option below a YouTube video, is there? And I hope by now that you found out that I'm really doing this on two platforms, social media platforms, communicating a bit more directly through Twitter, and then, well, uploading these videos to YouTube, which you seem to have found out because you're watching this one. And this is all about the two friendlies that we have before the European Championship really starts. And those are the ones that will be played with the actual squad, because this is post squad selection. And that was the stuff that you guys helped me out with. I let you vote in polls for the different positions, and I don't agree with all your votes, the ones that you voted on to my squad. But that's all right, because then if everything goes horribly wrong, I'll be able to blame you guys. You know it. You know I will. But anyway, I'm just standing here breaking the quiet, the silence by this beautiful lake. And I just went here on my way home from work, actually, because I've got time for a stop, a championship manager related Bloody Red Dragon stop just by this lake. Because, well, I don't know. It's been a busy week, so this is a good place to sit in quiet while playing against San Marino. But one thing, though, about the squad, we did have an injury. For some reason, this always happens right after squad selection. At least it happens to me, but someone will get injured. And the someone this time was Kit Simons, defender left and center. And I just went back to the poll and well, found out who you guys voted, well, who had the third most votes of the four nominated players for central defender, and that was Gareth Davies. So he's on the team now, or in the squad at least, and I'll try to play this match without the two players suspended for our first group match. So yeah, let's try it. Let's do it. Yeah. All right. So yeah, it's a little bit windy out here after all. I hope it doesn't get into the mic, but I'm still here by the lake. But anyway, let's just get down to it. Got the squad lined up like this. And yeah, now I'm missing one in defense because of the injury, and that's the new guy, Gareth Davies. Well, he got the spot after the other injury. Or I could try this Jeff Williams guy. He's very low, so I may want to try to get his morale a little bit better. Probably should do that. I've got Lee Jarman. You guys seem to take a liking to him. Well, yeah. Basically, it's the same team that I'm counting on for the first group match, except I'm not sure about whether I will move Oster onto the right wing instead of Savage, and then Carl Davies down instead of Oster, and then John Hartson up front instead of Carl Davies. But I guess I'll find out now. Whether, I don't know, this is too easy for Carl Davies, isn't it? So probably I should just get Hartson in there. He has low morale. How are the other ones doing? Savage, Speed, Giggs, right. Might also run into injuries now that I think of it. But anyway, let's just try that instead. Oster on right wing. Carl Davies in the attacking midfielder / forward position. John Hartson as the striker. Savage as the sub, so that I can move all those players back to their other positions again. Then Davies with the arrow forward. Yeah, that should be fine. Then Hartson gets the chance. Morale. Got Owen, who's very low. What about Dean Hopkins? Yeah, you guys like him because of pace, I guess. He hasn't really played well the times I gave him the chance. And I don't know. So Carl Davies is very... Maybe I should just give him the chance in a match like this, and hopefully he'll get in a very good mood. Why not? Why not try that? And then I've got Pembridge as the sub and Carl Davies also on the bench. Let's try that. Direct style. Alright. See how it goes against San Marino. Right. Probably a good opponent for building up morale a little bit. I might just speed this up if there's nothing to talk about, or just a lot of goals pouring in, or nothing happening in terms of goals. I don't know. Anyway, I can turn around a little bit so that you can see some of the scenery. I just I just drove down a small dirt road. You can see my car behind me, the red one. And found the spot because I could see the lake. It was pretty big, and I thought I remembered there were spots like these, or like this one. It's probably mostly used by people who fish. So somehow our goalkeeper got a yellow card. And Lee Jarman is really tired. So is Hartson and Hopkins. But Hopkins plays well and has an assist. So that's great. And Hartson a goal. So let's just play on. See what happens. Right, another Hartson goal. I'm just hoping he scores a hat-trick or something, so that his morale gets better. I'm gonna go sit down here by the reeds. This thing might... oh, Oster. Right. That's a little bit better. Shelter for the wind. Oh, no goal anyway. Disallowed. So it's 3-0 away, and I'll probably have to change something. So Hopkins plays very well. Thank you for selecting him. Probably wouldn't have chosen him myself. That's cool. So let's just get Carl Davies on. Pembridge also looks great. So I can get him on instead of Brian Giggs, who has the yellow card. Yeah, that'll be fine for now. I'll just wait a few minutes, get Carl Robinson out, because he also has a yellow card. So free kick from John Oster. Corner kick. Now he's taking the corner kicks because I've taken kicks off the pitch. So, oh, whoops, didn't mean to do that. I meant to go in here, get Carl Robinson out, and then Marola up there, Steve Jenkins on the right back. That should be fine. Yeah. Maybe also, why not just get Jeff Williams in as well. And that's it, right? No need to sub the goalkeeper as well. Well, there you go. So it's 4-0. And a hat-trick for Hartson. So hopefully he'll be in a better mood after this. Low morale after another tough season in Southampton. Carl Davies with the assist for the last goal. So that's pretty cool. That's a good test match. So we've still got the next one to play, which is going to be a little bit more tough. It's against Holland, but it's also a good test in order to know where we stand with this team. Wow, Oster is winning a lot of headers for some reason. But anyway, it's a tough opponent, and we've got a tough group, so that's good. And I will be using... Oh crap. So Lee Jarman out for about a week, and too late to replace him with another player. That sucks. But I will be using the players that are suspended for the first group match. I will be using them in the next friendly. But this was a test run of the team without them, without Andy Davies and without David Hughes. So that sucks. Jarman, well, he didn't play very well in this match, but he was a favorite of yours, and now he's injured for at least a week. So probably that's all of... no, he might still come back and maybe play the second or third match in the group. But I wanted to see Hartson. Still low morale, right? So that didn't make any difference. Anyway, I'm gonna save now, and I'll be back with the match against Holland. Well, I'm back home now, and I want to get these two friendlies over with, so that we can get to the European Championship. But I also want to get the most of them and avoid injuries and stuff like that. So let's see what happens. And by the way, I'm sitting at home in the living room where I've got this stuff. It's essays from the midterms that I have to read and grade, and I've done so. I'm almost finished. But then after that, I've got this big pile of tests, like spelling tests and grammar tests and all that kind of stuff. So lots of work, and it's really tedious work. So once in a while, I treat myself to a little bit of Championship Manager. So it's June 5th, and there's 5 days to go. until the European Championship. And I told you guys that I would be using the actual players that, well, the actual first team, I guess you could call them. So the ones that are supposedly our best. And that's Davies right here, and Andy Davies instead of Hartson, who just scored a hat-trick. But still, Andy Davies, yeah, he's really good. So, the substitutes, well, it could be Hopkins as the last one, but he's still very low, so why not just use Hartson? And then we've got Pembridge as the attacking midfielder. Or Savage. It should be Savage because Oster can play all of those. The rest of the team probably should just use the same team, but still this guy, he's still well, his form is lower than low, or it's nothing, and morale is very low, and I don't know if it helps to give him the chance from the beginning of this match, but I guess it doesn't hurt because it is a friendly, an away friendly against Holland, so it's not easy or anything. So I'd rather use one of these, of course, because they're a lot better, but I mean, if there's any sense in including him in the squad, then I'm going to have to jumpstart him somehow. Is that enough? I think it is. What about Roland's poor form? So maybe I want to use him as a sub for midfield, so that I sort of, yeah. Well, I use most of them anyway. Should I give Ramazzotti the chance? He has one cap, and he got that one the last time around when I used him before the World Cup 2 years ago. So why not try the same thing again? And now I'm ready. So I'll just have to save real quick, and then we've got a match to play and some Dutch people to beat, hopefully. And I got coffee. So as you'd expect, it's mostly the Dutch with the chances. Yellow card for Carl Davies, and you guys know his temper. So maybe I should just sub him at some point at least. Maybe not here in the first half, but anyway. So we're behind. And behind again. We should have gotten a free kick there. Certainly. At least that's what it looked like from my point of view. Right, so we're getting a thrashing. Better now than at the European Cup. But let's see what happens. No card here. In the penalty situation, but this is not great. It's not gonna help anyone's morale. Let's see what happens. So Hughes is the only only decent defender that we have, as far as I can tell. Speed is trying his best. So is Andy Davies, maybe. Yeah, not so great. Let's see what happens the second half. I don't want to make any substitutions because it's not so important right now. Unless I change a lot, maybe, I don't know. Their tactics is like this, so it's a lot like mine actually. It's the regular Dutch one, but doesn't really doesn't really help in terms of preparing us for the matches that we have to play. So Carl Owen gets a 4. That's really sad. So I might as well get him over there. And maybe, I don't know, John Oster, he doesn't play very well at the moment. So let's just get Rob Savage in. Yeah, let's try that. Just to change something. And we did get a consolation goal. And they've got Van der Sar on goal, so I should have probably used the other goalkeeper. Alright, 5 goals. They've got 5 goals out of 7 shots on goals. So Ramasut, I don't know how to pronounce the Thai name, but he's not impressing right now. I think I'll get him off. I'll sub him with the other goalkeeper. Didn't really help much getting rid of him, but then there's a cap for the other guy. I don't know, Pasco is his name. Yeah. So no surprise that we are losing this match, but I would have liked to lose it a little bit more graciously, perhaps. Is that too much to ask? Really? So Gary Speed, get Rollinson instead of him, and I don't know. Why not just get Jan Hartson in and play the same formation as the Dutch? Why not? Let's have some fun. So, I don't want to look too much at this result. We have to bounce back with a better performance against an equally dangerous opponent when facing Italy in, what is it, 5 days? Yeah. That might be a bit of a mouthful for these guys, but we'll try. And I plan on playing all these matches, all of the group matches at least, and that's probably all we get, considering the group we're in. I'm planning on playing those Friday night. And probably I will have this video with the 2 pre-European Championship final friendlies ready for what? He's not injured? Oh, that's a European ban. He's not suspended. I mean, that's good news. But anyway, I'll have that ready for probably Thursday evening. Or you'll know when you see this. You'll know when it's ready. And I remembered incorrectly. Italy is not our first match, it's Portugal. And that's the first phase of the European Championship. But, I mean, it's really exciting with the European Championship and everything. So why don't we just take a look at it? Because they don't begin with our match. So the first match is this one in our group to be played on the 8th, which is Tuesday and Sunday now. So let's just do this. All right, the next fixtures, by the way. So the next screen is, I don't know, not the next screen, the date. Yeah. Then we have Sweden versus Holland, England versus Denmark, Germany versus France, and then our match. So that's pretty cool. We just have to see this match first. I mean, it's either that and forgetting the Holland match a little bit. Oh, Lee Jarman quickly returned. But anyway, forgetting the Holland match altogether. Don't mention it. And then just enjoying this bit of Championship Manager football and also checking out their formations. Gaspar Lippi, who the... So he's a regen of someone. Looks dangerous enough. And he's playing up front with Inzaghi and Del Piero. I really hope we won't lose as big to them. But there's no telling what will happen. We've got some weird guy who's probably also a regen. No. Maybe. Well, maybe he is. From the first season. Hard to tell. But he looks really good. Wow. That's a lot of 20s. Wow. So, yeah. And then Spain. Sweeper defensive. So, apparently they consider themselves to be, well, not the favorites in this match. Got De La Peña in the middle. He's really good, as everyone who has played this game will know. For some reason, they're not using Alfonso from the beginning of the match. They've got really good players also on the bench. But anyway, let's see what happens. What am I hoping for? Well, I don't know. A draw is always good. If you're playing in a group with lots of other teams that are about the same strength and a lot stronger than you, but a Spanish win would also be okay, I guess. Because, well, Italy are the favorites. This is the opening match of the European Championship. If you didn't gather as much by now, this European Championship, it isn't being played in Portugal like the real one, like the real European Championship in 2004. It's being played in Italy. So they've got a home crowd that presumably aren't very happy at this moment. This is being played at San Siro. So and hopefully all 22 players on the pitch will get injured somehow. Giuseppe Meazza. 84,769 spectators for the opening match of the Euros. I don't know if there'll be quite as many for the Wales matches, but well, I hope so. They can still see some awesome football, probably. I just hope it's not only the opponents who will provide the awesomeness. So, that's a pretty equal match and a Spanish win. So much for the goalkeeper guy. Well, he did win man of the match, but he didn't prevent the Spanish win. And Inizares did well as well. And Nesta, of course. So, that's Group A. Looking like this before our match with Portugal. And, right, go Kidderminster. And then we've got a couple of other matches being played on the 9th. These matches, and we won't be watching those from the stands. Let's just do this. Sweden beats Holland. Yeah. And those were the Swedes that sent us out of the World Cup. Denmark beats England. I'm sorry, England. I think I might have made a few players a little bit too good, but some of these are also regens. I don't know who they are. Probably I made him too good. I don't know. I don't know who that is. Regen? Don't know. But anyway, the English team that lost this match is of course the world champions, the current world champions. So that's a bit of a surprise. And Germany losing to France, I don't know if that's a surprise because there are high profile teams, but anyway, it's well, it's probably not what the Germans would have wanted from their first match. But anyway, all of these teams, they have easier groups than we do. We've got Portugal and Italy and Spain in that order, and I'm going to play the next match tomorrow night, Friday night, where I'm home alone with no kids or anything, so that's why I'll be playing all 3 group matches. And maybe, I don't know yet, but I'm considering maybe just doing it live. I'm not sure about the technical stuff. I'll have to look into that. I am sure, however, that if I want to do that, it will involve me transferring the game files and the save game file from the phone to the computer, the tabletop computer. I can do that. I think that would probably be fun. I don't know. Maybe it would. I don't even know. You tell me. You can leave a comment and tell me whether that's something you'd be interested in. Or maybe you just have better stuff to do on a Friday night. I mean, who doesn't? Besides me. I don't know. Probably you guys. Right? Well, anyway. See you when I figure out see you when I figure out how to record that and share it with you. So, bye for now.